Details of fatal May crash involving Iowa basketball coach's son detailed during trial. The trial of a respected 17-year-old basketball player who was involved in a deadly spring collision lasted nearly 3 hours at the Johnson County Courthouse on Tuesday, with no verdict. Iowa City West High School student Jonathan Jack McCaffery has been charged with failing to give way to pedestrian at a crosswalk after fatal collision along Melrose Avenue in Iowa City on May 22. The McCaffery family said crash was inevitable and another driver waved to victim at crosswalk. Family lawyers said a few weeks after crash, McCaffery admitted through his lawyers that he was the driver of a 2022 Hyundai Santa Fe heading west on Melrose Avenue and crashed into Corey Height, 45, who later of his injuries sustained in the crash. McCaffery also admitted that voice heard at the scene of 911 call was his. McCaffery waived his right to appear physically in court on Tuesday in exchange for these privileges at the prosecution's request. Members of Height family sat quietly in courtroom Wednesday afternoon, while state summoned 6 witnesses, while prosecution summoned only 1 to quaint west-facing courtroom. These were only spectators, as well as various media sources. Moore young driver named in Iowa City car crash that killed an Iowa National Guard soldier. Judge Mark Neary listened to the opinions of 5 civilians and 2 Iowa City police officers. Each of them was vigorously questioned about their whereabouts and details specific to the crime scene. The prosecution waived right to have the decision announced in open court at a later date, allowing judge to make his decision electronically. It was unclear when the decision would be the online court system. Authorities initially did not disclose any of the parties were involved in the collision, only stating that an accident occurred resulted in serious injuries. Iowa City Police later identified Height as the pedestrian involved on June 5, a day after his death, but withheld information about the driver, citing an ongoing investigation. "We do not release the identities of people involved in the investigation unless that person is charged." Police charged Jack McCaffery after consulting with the Johnson County Attorney's Office. According to a police statement, he was charged with a simple misdemeanor punishable by a $1,000 fine, suspension of his driver's license for up to 180 days, or both. Controversial closing debates rely on judges' comment concluding debates centered around specific wording in law regarding not giving way to a pedestrian at a crosswalk, particularly on part of defense, who argued that wording of law meant that it was nothing more than an unfortunate accident. Both sides advocated a common-sense decision. The prosecution argued there were numerous signs at the crosswalk that required any pedestrian to give way, and the defendant did not do this. Body camera footage shown during the trial